उम्मीद के अंबर में हम बन के खिले जो रोशनी,
कह देंगे हम संसार को कोई लक्ष्य नामुमकिन नहीं।
ज्ञान के और न्याय के
हर राह को थामे हुए
चल पड़े हैं झूम कर बस गीत ये गाते हुए। सत्यम वद धर्मं चर, सत्यम वद धर्मं चर,
सत्यम वद
धर्मं चर। कंपनी सचिव
कदमों की हर एक गूंज में बस जीत का एहसास हो। राष्ट्र प्रगति पथ पे हो और आत्मबल की आस हो।
जब भी चले इस भाव से खुलते गए हैं रास्ते।
आवाज हमने दिल से दी है गीत ये
गाते हुए। सत्यम वद धर्मं चर, सत्यम वद धर्मं चर,
सत्यम वद
धर्मं चर। हर उन्नति के रंग में हर भारतीय हाथ हो। उद्यम हो या उद्योग हो, हर ओर अपना साथ हो।
जाना शिखर तक है हमें सच की कलाई थाम कर।
हम जीत के सुर छेड़ेंगे।
Good morning. We will be commencing the event in a short while. I request everyone to please put your phones in a silent mode. I would request the reverend dignitaries to please light the lamp.
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि।
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि।
विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा।
विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा।
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि। विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा।
Thank you. Please take your seats. Without further delay, I would like to request Dr. Rajesh Kumar Agrawal, Joint Secretary ICSI, to declare the convocation opening, seeking the permission of our Honorable Chief Guest. Sir, please. Before moving further, I would request the gathering to rise up for the motto song of ICSI.
Convocation is open.
उम्मीद के अंबर में हम बन के खिले जो रोशनी,
कह देंगे हम संसार को कोई लक्ष्य नामुमकिन नहीं।
ज्ञान के और न्याय के
हर राह को थामे हुए
चल पड़े हैं झूम कर बस गीत ये गाते हुए। सत्यम वद धर्मं चर, सत्यम वद धर्मं चर,
सत्यम वद
धर्मं चर। कंपनी सचिव
कदमों की हर एक गूंज में बस जीत का एहसास हो। राष्ट्र प्रगति पथ पे हो और आत्मबल की आस हो।
जब भी चले इस भाव से खुलते गए हैं रास्ते।
आवाज हमने दिल से दी है, गीत ये गाते हुए।
सत्यं वद धर्मं चर, सत्यं वद धर्मं चर,
सत्यम वद
धर्मं चर। हर उन्नति के रंग में हर भारतीय हाथ हो, उद्यम हो या उद्योग हो, हर ओर अपना साथ हो।
जाना शिखर तक है हमें, सच की कलाई थाम कर
हम जीत के सुर छेड़ेंगे, गीत ये
गाते हुए।
सत्यं वद धर्मं चर, सत्यं वद धर्मं चर,
सत्यम वद
धर्मं चर।
Thank you. Without further delay, now we are all set to commence the convocation of ICSI Eastern Region 2024. Now I request our Honorable President, Sir, to present the planter to respected Chief Guest, Sir, and Vice President, Sir, to present the memento to Chief Guest, Sir. Thank you. I would like to request CS Dr. Mohit Shaw to the lectern to welcome the August gathering. Sir, please.
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा फलाफल हेतुर्भुर माते स्तवी अकर्मणि. Never consider yourself to be the action, the result of any action. Perform your duties and then forget and continue working. I welcome each and every one of you to this beautiful convocation ceremony. I acknowledge the presence on the dais, our respected chief guest, Shri Mahadev Jaiswal ji, our president, captain of the ship, Narsimhan sir, vice president Dharnesh Shukla sir, CCM, Sri S. Upanjana De, chapter chairpersons, committee members, past chairpersons of the region and the chapter, and none आज के इस दिन के लिए. और लीजिए हम वहाँ पहुँच गए. I'll request all the members to kindly stand up for those people who were waiting for this convocation ceremony. And honestly speaking, ये आप नहीं है जिन्होंने एग्ज़ाम दिया है, ये वो लोग हैं जो आपके साथ पीछे बैठे हुए हैं. यानी हमारे पेरेंट्स, हमारी फैमिली ज़्यादा बेहतर से वेट कर रहे थे कि आज का दिन वो आ पाए. I'll request everyone to kindly stand up for them and give a huge round of applause. They deserve that. I feel and understand the feeling of each and every parent, because जब मेरा कॉन्वोकेशन हुआ था और मेरे मम्मी पापा जब आए थे तब वो इतने खुश थे जितना मैं नहीं था. आज भी जब मैं वो फोटोग्राफ देखता हूँ तो मुझे लगता है मेरे से ज़्यादा खुश तो वो हैं, और वो ज़्यादा इंतज़ार कर रहे थे कि उनका कॉन्वोकेशन कब होगा. यहाँ पर मैं आपको एक छोटी सी कहानी बताना चाहूँगा दो मेढक के बारे में. एक बार एक गड्ढे में दो मेढक गिर गए थे. जैसे ही कोई गड्ढा में गिरता है, हमारे ईस्टर्न इंडिया में काफ़ी प्रचलन है कि आप एक गड्ढा खोद दीजिए और घेर के खड़े हो जाइए, 6 लोग और घेर के खड़े हो जाते हैं ये देखने के लिए कि वहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है. कुछ हो रहा हो ना हो रहा हो, आप ध्यान से देखिए, सब देखेंगे. तो जैसे मेढक दो गिरे, बाकी मेढक घेर के खड़े हो गए, सब देखने लगी. दोनों मेढक नीचे गिरे हैं, कोई कुछ नहीं कर रहा है, सिर्फ मेढक देख रहे हैं. दोनों मेढक उछल कूद कर रहे हैं कि जैसे जैसे बाहर आ जाएं, और बाहर से लोग यही कह रहे हैं कि तुमसे नहीं हो पाएगा, छोड़ दो. कंटिन्यूअसली बोले जा रहे हैं तुमसे नहीं हो पाएगा, छोड़ दो. ऐसा सुनकर एक मेढक ने क्या किया, एफर्ट देना बंद कर दिया और ग्रेजुअली वो वहीं मर गया. पर जो दूसरा मेढक था, जितना लोग ऊपर से चिल्लाते तुमसे नहीं हो पाएगा, छोड़ दो, तुमसे नहीं हो पाएगा, छोड़ दो, वो उतना उछलता. जैसे तैसे करके उछलकर वो उस गड्ढे के बाहर आ गया. सभी मेढक ताज्जुब में आ गए कि भाई तुमको हम लोग इतना डिमोटिवेट कर रहे थे, इतनी बार बताया कि तुमसे नहीं हो पाएगा, छोड़ दो छोड़ दो, तुम तब भी एफर्ट लगा रहे थे. तो उस मेढक ने बोला आप डिमोटिवेट कर रहे थे, एक्चुअली मैं कान से बहरा हूं ना, मुझे लगा आप मोटिवेट कर रहे हैं। और आज जब मैं इस ऑडिटोरियम को देखता हूं, मुझे वही बहरे मेढक दिखते हैं यहाँ बैठे हुए, जिन्होंने किसी की बात नहीं सुनी, उन्हें बस अपने मन की सुनी, अपने पेरेंट्स की सुनी कि अब यहाँ तक शुरू किया है तो करके तो आगे जाएंगे। और यहाँ तक आने के लिए हमने सिर्फ एग्ज़ाम नहीं दिया, यानी इस रूम में सिर्फ एक मेंबर नहीं बैठा है जिसका कॉन्वोकेशन हो रहा है, हर एक मेंबर के साथ एक कहानी बैठी हुई है, और वो कहानी हर एक मेंबर ने जी है यहाँ तक आने के लिए। एंड ऑनेस्टली ये कहानी सिर्फ खुशी से भरी नहीं है, स्ट्रगल भी है, अप्स एंड डाउन्स हैं, ट्रस्ट का लॉस भी है, और कितनी बार खुद पे सेल्फ क्वेश्चन भी उठा है कि क्या हम ये कर पाएंगे। एंड नेवरदलेस वी हैव रीच्ड द वेन्यू एंड स्पॉट ओवर हियर। तो आज का दिन सिर्फ आपके लिए बड़ा नहीं है, हमारे लिए भी बड़ा है। ऐसा क्यों? सबसे पहली बात, मैं 11 साल से इंस्टीट्यूट के साथ हूँ, एज अ स्टूडेंट, एज अ मेंबर। मैंने हमेशा कॉन्वोकेशन सेरेमनी में वॉलंटियर ही किया है, और आज जब मैं यहाँ से आपको एड्रेस कर रहा हूँ तो मेरे लिए बहुत स्पेशल है। दूसरी चीज़ यहाँ से जर्नी ख़त्म नहीं हुई है, यहाँ से जर्नी तो अब शुरू हुई है। यानी आज हमने सबको बता दिया कि ये डिग्री हम डिज़र्व करते हैं, और ये डिग्री हमने लेकर दिखाई है। पर अब यहाँ से क्या होने वाला है, लोगों की उम्मीदें आपसे बढ़ने वाली हैं, ICSI की उम्मीदें आपसे बढ़ने वाली हैं। बिकॉज मैं हमेशा ये मानता हूँ, एंड हमने हमारे लीडर्स के लीडरशिप में ये भी सीखा है कि हम सिर्फ मेंबर्स नहीं हैं, हम सिर्फ स्टूडेंट्स नहीं हैं, हम टॉर्च बियरर हैं ICSI के। यानी अब जब आप समाज में निकलेंगे, ऑफिस जाएंगे, किसी से इंटरेक्ट करेंगे, और जब आपका नाम पूछा जाएगा और आप कहेंगे आपका नाम सो एंड सो है, और नाम के आगे प्रीफिक्स लगाएंगे, आपके नाम में एक वज़न होगा और एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होगी कि जो आप इंस्टीट्यूट के बिहाफ में कैरी कर रहे हैं। यानी पहले तो सिर्फ परिवार का बोझ था, उनकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी और वैल्यू का बोझ था, अब आपके साथ आपके एल्मा मैटर का भी बोझ है। बोझ नहीं कहेंगे, ये सम्मान है जो आपको आगे लेकर जाना है। इस प्लेटफॉर्म से मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा कि हमारे मेंबर्स आज के दिन सिर्फ प्रैक्टिस और एम्प्लॉयमेंट में नहीं है, हमारा स्कोप काफ़ी बढ़ चुका है। एंड कितने मेंबर्स ने स्कोप को खुद खोजा है, रेंजिंग फ्रॉम विनोद गुप्ता जी, प्रमोटर ऑफ डॉलर कंपनी, अ मेंबर ऑफ आवर इंस्टीट्यूट, ranging to a member who is a DGP in Orissa Police, ranging to entrepreneurs like Priyadarshi Nayak sitting in front, Sunita Mohanty. We have a number of people hailing from the East who have represented their entrepreneurship in Shark Tank India as well. So अगर आप ये कह रहे हैं कि हमारा डोमेन सिर्फ कंप्लायंस है, मैं आपको वहाँ रेक्टिफाई करना चाहूँगा, वहाँ पर नीचे कॉमा लगा हुआ है, फुल स्टॉप नहीं। यानी आज के दिन हमारा डोमेन सिर्फ कंप्लायंस नहीं है। वी हैव क्लासिक एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ नॉवेलिस्ट, राइटर्स, एक्टर्स, एंटरप्रेन्योर्स जो इंस्टीट्यूट का नाम हर जगह बढ़ा रहे हैं। यानी यहाँ से आप सिर्फ इंस्टीट्यूट के लिए नहीं आए हैं, यहाँ से आप आगे बढ़ेंगे अपने लिए और अपने उस एक्सपेक्टेशन को पूरा करने के लिए जो आप स्कूल डेज से देखते आए हैं। क्योंकि ये मिथ तो हमारे साथ हमेशा रहा है कि बस स्कूल ख़त्म हो जाए लाइफ मज़ेदार हो जाएगी। आज के दिन जहां हम खड़े हैं, वहां से जब एक बच्चा बगल से गुजरता है स्कूल बैग लेके, लगता है काश हम वापस उस स्कूल को ज्वाइन कर पाते और काश वो दिन वापस चले आते। पर वो दिन अब वापस नहीं आने वाला। यहाँ से प्लानिंग विल बी इम्पॉर्टेंट, डोमेन विल बी इम्पॉर्टेंट, एंड हाउ एग्जैक्टली यू आर प्रोसीडिंग, दैट विल बी द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ ए करियर प्लानिंग। कुछ चीज़ें एज अ चेयरपर्सन मैं आपको बता दूँ जो आपको ध्यान रखनी चाहिए। नंबर 1, अपनी जड़ों को मत भूलिए। यानी जड़ें आपके परिवार की क्या हैं पता होना चाहिए, आप कहाँ से आए हैं पता होना चाहिए, और लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, इंस्टीट्यूट के साथ जुड़े रहें। बिकॉज इंस्टीट्यूट के साथ अगर आप जुड़े रहेंगे तो इंस्टीट्यूट ग्रो करेगा, आप ग्रो करेंगे। कितने मेंबर्स इंस्टीट्यूट के साथ डिटैचमेंट कर लेते हैं मेंबरशिप आने के बाद। पर एक बात याद रखिएगा, आपकी आइडेंटिटी इंस्टीट्यूट से ही है, तो जितना आप इंस्टीट्यूट के साथ जुड़ेंगे, कंट्रीब्यूट करेंगे, वही आपके लिए और इंस्टीट्यूट के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है। नंबर 2, प्लीज़ कंसिडर अबाउट CSBF। CSBF एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट इनिशिएटिव है इंस्टीट्यूट का, जिसका बेनिफिट आपको डायरेक्टली नहीं मिलेगा, आपके परिवार को मिलेगा। एंड द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट इज हर चीज़ के तरफ एक क्वेश्चन मार्क का अप्रोच ना रखें कि ये स्कीम से शायद फ़ायदा नहीं होगा। अगर आप पास्ट रिसेंट में भी देखेंगे, हमारे कुछ मेंबर्स के साथ एक ऐसी घटना घटी जो नहीं घटना चाहिए था, एंड उस टाइम पे कुछ लोगों के पास CSBF थे, उनको सपोर्ट किया इंस्टीट्यूट ने, उनके साथ खड़े थे, और कुछ लोगों के साथ CSBF ना होने के कारण उनको दिक्कतों का सामना करना पड़ा। तो आज जब इस ऑडिटोरियम से आप निकलिएगा, CSBF के बारे में ज़रूर जानिए। फ्रॉम द इंस्टीट्यूट्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, वी नेवर वांट कि CSBF कहीं पर भी आपके इस्तेमाल में आए। वो वेस्ट हो जाना चाहिए जो वन टाइम प्रीमियम आप दे रहे हैं, बट CSBF एक कंट्रीब्यूशन है, एक स्टेप है आपके परिवार के तरफ, और हम सब चाहते हैं हमारी फैमिली को हम सपोर्ट करें, आगे ले जाएं और उन्हें सिक्योर करें, और CSBF वही इनिशिएटिव है। टू कंक्लूड, आई वुड डेफिनेटली लाइक टू से, एक छोटी सी शायरी है जो कहती है, मंजिल तो मिल जाएगी भटकते भटकते, मंजिल तो मिल जाएगी भटकते भटकते, गुमराह तो वो हैं जो घर से अभी तक निकले ही नहीं हैं। थैंक यू एवरीवन, ऑल द बेस्ट एंड कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस।
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable words. Now I would like to request CS Rupanjana De, Council Member ICSI, to the lectern to address the crowd. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, Aishwarya. Good morning, everyone. It is always a pleasure to be in Bhubaneswar. I keep on saying this, and I'll keep on saying this as long as I live. So this is, I really love to be in Bhubaneswar. I'm very happy that the convocation is happening in Bhubaneswar this time. And thank you, President, for that. And I thank also our chief guest, Mr. Mahadev Jaiswal, Professor Mahadev Jaiswal, for gracing the event and to bless our new convocatees. My dear fellow members of ICSI, it's indeed a pleasure for all of you to be convocated. मुझे कभी नहीं मिला ये opportunity, because I was sharing in the morning, when we became members, there was no system of convocation in ICSI. Also when we became FCS, because आज के date में ACS में भी you're convocated, and then when you become FCS, you get convocated again. So in both the times, it was not there. So when I became ACS, it was not there. When I became FCS, it was not there. I have two bachelor's degree. दोनों time I was out of the city. दोनों time my father attended on my behalf. And as many of you know, I did my master's from abroad. Possible nahi tha convocation mein. So I've never had any convocation in my life. So it is always, whenever I attend ICSI convocation, I live that dream through you. It makes me really happy to put myself on your shoes and imagine I'm receiving a certificate. एक अधूरा जो dream है, जो हमेशा अधूरा रह जाएगा. But I request President कि कुछ अगर हो सकता है हम लोगों को lifetime achievement या लाइफ टाइम ऐसा कुछ जो लोगों को कॉन्वोकेशन कभी हुआ ही नहीं, people who belong to the prehistoric era of ICSI, जब कॉन्वोकेशन नहीं था, उनके लिए भी कुछ सोचिए प्लीज़. So it is really a great opportunity for all of you, and congratulations to all of you. And of course, as Mohit has also mentioned, congratulations to all the parents who have been the pillar of strength for your children. It is a great opportunity for you to watch them walk up the stage today and be, be convocated. But this is your toil, your hard work, and I'm sure your fulfillment of your dream as well. And I would just like to cut it short by mentioning one important point. Recently, I have noticed one surge in demand for company secretaries, especially in Calcutta. I mean, a lot of companies are, coming up to me, ki, Madam, we need CS in employment mein. Because companies are, beginning to, acknowledge the importance of the role of a company secretary, the role that only we ICSI members can play in the organization. वो finally, our long overdue role has been, begun to be recognized by companies, and companies are keeping multiple member strong secretarial departments. जो पहले बहुत सारे कंपनी थे कि 1-2 से चला लेते थे, जितना statutory basic requirement है उतना ही अपॉइंट करते थे. Now companies are actually, making the secretarial department stronger. Even जहाँ पे requirement नहीं है, statutory requirement नहीं है, वहाँ पे भी they want company secretary because of their the proficiency, the competency level of company secretary. So grab this opportunity, to be in the right place in the dream job of your choice for whoever chooses to be in job. Also, this indicates a good future for practicing professionals as well, a general good future for the profession in general. But this also gives you the responsibility to hold the flag of ICSI very high with your integrity, your competence, your continued learning, unlearning and relearning, which is very much part of our profile, job profile. So please do that. This is just the beginning for all those who are ACS. This is just the beginning of your continuous learning process. Student life khatam hi hua hai in letters, but beginning of learning to abhi hai. So thank you very much, and once again all the best.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your truly inspiring words. Now, I would like to request C.S. Dhananjay Shukla, Vice President ICSI, to the lectern to address the crowd. Sir, please.
नमस्कार, नमस्कार। आज के इस दीक्षांत समारोह के यशस्वी मुख्य अतिथि प्रोफेसर महादेव प्रसाद जायसवाल जी, आप IIM संबलपुर के निदेशक हैं, डायरेक्टर हैं। आपका हम हार्दिक अभिनंदन और स्वागत करते हैं। एक बार जोरदार तालियों से प्रोफेसर साहब का हार्दिक अभिनंदन और स्वागत करें। भारतीय कंपनी सचिव संस्थान के यशस्वी राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष, 72 वर्षीय युवा और हम सबके अभिभावक, गार्जियन, मेंटोर, फ्रेंड, फिलोसफर, गाइड श्रीमान बी नरसिम्हन साहिब, सेंट्रल काउंसिल की कुलीग मेरी छोटी बहन रूपांजना डे जी, मेरे छोटे भाई मोहित सौ साहब, आप ईस्टर्न इंडिया रीजनल काउंसिल के चेयरमैन हैं। सामने बैठे सौम्या सुजीत मिश्रा जी, पिछले साल के आप यशस्वी अध्यक्ष रहे EIRC के। चैप्टर के अध्यक्ष रुद्र जी, अनुज सारस्वत जी, वाइस चेयरमैन EIRC के पूर्व चेयरमैन प्रियदर्शी नायक साहब, RD सूर्या मिश्रा जी, आप हमारे मेंबर भी हैं। और क्षमा करिएगा अगर मैं कोई नाम भूल रहा हूँ। पूर्व जितने भी यहाँ पे सम्मानित सदस्य हैं, सबका अभिनंदन स्वागत। मैनेजमेंट कमेटी के जितने सदस्य यहाँ पर उपस्थित हैं, वर्तमान पूर्व, सबका अभिनंदन और स्वागत। हमारे नौनिहाल जो अपनी परीक्षा पास करके और डिग्री लेके आज दीक्षांत समारोह के लिए आए हुए हैं, और आपके यशस्वी माता पिता जिन्होंने आपकी प्रगति में बहुत बड़ा योगदान किया, आप सबके लिए जोरदार तालियां, स्वागत, अभिनंदन, वंदन, नमन। मैं वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ICSI के रूप में आप सबका हार्दिक अभिनंदन और स्वागत करता हूं। और बड़े ही गर्व की बात है कि ईस्टर्न रीजन में भुवनेश्वर में यह दीक्षांत समारोह आयोजित हुआ है। I was telling to my president that you took a very right decision by providing this opportunity to Bhubaneswar chapter to host this convocation. And at the outset, as I said, I congratulate all the members who are being convocated today, all the members who have earned the degree of fellowship, and all the participants of the certificate courses and the PMQ courses. मोहित जी ने जितनी बातें कही, संभवतः उतनी बातें तो संबोधन न कर पाऊंगा, बड़े अच्छे विद्वान वक्ता हैं, तो मैं बोलूँगा कि सारा कॉपी और पेस्ट समय की भी बाध्यता है, लेकिन मैं आपको 3 बातों पे जो है आपका ध्यान आकर्षित करना चाहूँगा। पहली बात कि हमारे यशस्वी राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष नरसिम्हन साहब के कुशल नेतृत्व में ICSI प्रगति पथ पर लगातार अग्रसर है, बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, एंड ही इज हैविंग द विजन टू स्पेयरहेड द एक्टिविटीज ऑफ द ICSI, इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ कंपनी सेक्रेटरीज ऑफ इंडिया, टू द नेक्स्ट लेवल। एज आई सेड कि 72 वर्षीय युवा हैं, सब संभवतः इस उम्र में आदमी रिटायर हो जाता है, लेकिन जब मैं उनकी ऊर्जा के ऊपर देखता हूँ, जब मैं उनकी ओजस्विता के ऊपर देखता हूँ, जब मैं उनका साहस देखता हूँ, तो मुझे लगता है कि साहब अगर ऐसे ही लोग हमारे संस्थान में, हमारे परिवार में, समाज में, देश में काम करने वाले हों, तो भारत 2047 में विकसित राष्ट्र नहीं बनेगा, 2037 में बन जाएगा। तो एक तरफ प्रधानमंत्री मोदी, वो भी 72 वर्ष के आसपास हैं, और एक तरफ हमारे जो है राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष नरसिम्हन साहब, तो दोनों, मोदी जी भारत को विकसित बनाने के लिए और नरसिम्हन साहब ICSI को विकसित बनाने के लिए, दोनों जो है जी जान से लगे हुए हैं। आपको लगे कि कहीं कोई हमारे प्रयासों में कमी है, जो पहली बात मैं फोकस कर रहा हूँ, तो हमको ज़रूर बताइएगा, ठीक है ना, और हम इसको सुनिश्चित करेंगे कि जो भी गैप्स है उसको जो है दूर करके और हम आपकी अपेक्षाओं, आशाओं पर खरे उतरें। दूसरी बात जो मैं आपसे शेयर करना चाहूँगा, क्योंकि समय की बाध्यता है, अग्रवाल साहब ने मुझे 5 मिनट ही दिया, तो मैं नहीं चाहता कि मैं लंबा बोलूं, कि आप कंपनी सेक्रेटरी बन गए और आपने अपनी एक यात्रा शुरू की है। तो मैं आपको 2 कहानियों के माध्यम से एक आपको मैसेज देना चाहता हूं, संभवतः आपको अच्छा लगेगा। महाभारत कालीन की बात है, दुर्योधन हैड मेड ऑल द अरेंजमेंट टू बर्न अलाइव द पांडवास एट लाक्षागृह। लाक्षागृह में उनको जो है जलाने की व्यवस्था जो है दुर्योधन ने कर दी थी, और उसने अपने पिता धृतराष्ट्र को समझाया कि किसी भी प्रकार से दुर्योधन को, पांडवों को लाक्षागृह भेजिए, मैंने वहाँ सारी व्यवस्थाएं कर दी हैं उनके स्वागत की। लेकिन एक्चुअली वो स्वागत नहीं था, उनको मारने की व्यवस्था थी। किसी न किसी कारण से यह बात उस समय के मंत्री विदुर, आप कंपनी सेक्रेटरी से कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं, बोर्ड का कंपनी सेक्रेटरी, मंत्रालय का कंपनी सेक्रेटरी, राजा का मंत्री, और मैं इस बात पे आपको, आपका ध्यान आकृष्ट करना चाह रहा हूँ कि सेक्रेटरी की भूमिका क्या होती है। तो विदुर को ये बात पता चल गई, और विदुर ने युधिष्ठिर को जाते हुए कहा कि युधिष्ठिर ये बताओ कि जब जंगल में आग लगती है तो सबसे पहले कौन भागता है? तो युधिष्ठिर ने कहा कि सबसे पहले चूहा भागता है। तो कहा कि ठीक है, इस बात को ध्यान में रखना। तो पांडव अपनी माता कुंती के साथ वारणावत पहुंचे, पीछे से एक आदमी आया और उस आदमी ने कहा कि मुझे महात्मा विदुर ने आपके पास भेजा है। बात ऐसी है कि जो है दुर्योधन ने आप सब लोगों को रात में इस लाख के महल में, आप सबको पता है लाख बहुत इन्फ्लेमेबल होता है, लैक्स, ठीक है ना, तो रात में मारने की व्यवस्था कर दी है। तो मैं अपने साथ एक टनल डिगर लेकर आया हूँ, मूसक, जो सुरंग खोदेगा आपके शयन कक्ष से जंगल से बाहर निकालने के लिए, ठीक है ना, इस जगह से। तो आपको इसमें हमको सहयोग करना पड़ेगा। तो ध्यान आया युधिष्ठिर को कि काका विदुर ने चलते वक्त क्यों कहा था कि जब जंगल में आग लगती है तो सबसे पहले कौन भागता है। संभवतः उनका इशारा इसी बात की तरफ था कि जब मुसीबत आए तो हमको अपने निकलने की व्यवस्था करनी चाहिए, ठीक है ना। तो वो टनल डिगर जो आया था मूसक, उसने जो है सुरंग खोदने की का काम शुरू किया। वो काम करता रहा, चूंकि काम बहुत थकाने वाला और लंबा था। तो कभी सहदेव जाके पूछते कितना समय लगेगा, कभी नकुल जाके पूछते कितना समय लगेगा, कभी भीम जाके पूछते कितना समय लगेगा। तो बाद में जब किसी को उसने कोई जवाब नहीं दिया तो अर्जुन पहुंच गए, और अर्जुन ने पहुंच के कहा कि भाई तुम बता नहीं रहे कितना समय लगेगा इस सुरंग को खोदने में। तो उसने कहा कि राजकुमार मुझे आप डिस्टर्ब ना करें, मुझे अपना काम करने दें। तो अर्जुन को गुस्सा आ गया, और अर्जुन ने गुस्से में बोला कि अरे खनिक, तुम्हें इतना भी नहीं पता कि राजकुमारों से कैसे बात की जाती है। अब जो उसने जवाब दिया ना, वो सब आपके लिए है। उसने कहा कि राजकुमार मैं बहुत अच्छी बातें नहीं करता, मैं बहुत अच्छी सुरंग खोदता हूँ। मैं बहुत अच्छी बातें नहीं करता, मैं बहुत अच्छी सुरंग खोदता हूँ। दैट इज द पावर ऑफ द एक्सपर्टीज, दैट इज द पावर ऑफ द एक्सपर्टीज। वह सुरंग खोदी गई, पांडव वहां से निकले, रेस्ट इज द हिस्ट्री। अगर वो सुरंग ना खोदी गई होती वारणावर्त में तो भारतवर्ष का इतिहास आज के समय में जो है उससे बिल्कुल विपरीत होता। तो आपको जर्नलिस्ट तो आप हैं ही एज ए कंपनी सेक्रेटरी, कहा जाता है कंपनी सेक्रेटरी द जर्नलिस्ट ऑफ ऑल द ट्रेड्स, बट यू हैव टू बी ए स्पेशलिस्ट, यू हैव टू बी एक्सपर्ट, यू हैव टू हैव एक्सपर्टीज ऑफ वन थिंग, जहां पे आप बहुत ताल ठोक के बोलो कि मैं इस विषय का एक्सपर्ट हूं। और जब भी इस विषय पे मैनेजमेंट के सामने, कंपनी के सामने कोई भी प्रश्न उठेगा, मैं महात्मा विदुर की तरह, मैं उस खनिक की तरह कंपनी को, अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को हर परेशानियों से बाहर निकाल लूँगा। तो आपको एक जो है एक्सपर्टीज अपने अंदर डेवलप करनी है, चाहे कुछ भी हो। दूसरी बात, पावर ऑफ द गुड बिहेवियर, जिसकी तरफ मैं आपका ध्यान आकृष्ट करना चाहूँगा। हम सब ने महात्मा बुद्ध के बारे में सुना है। महात्मा बुद्ध अपने शिष्यों के साथ एक गांव से गुजर रहे थे। गांव के लोग बड़े दुष्ट प्रवृत्ति के थे, उन्होंने उनको गालियां दी, पत्थर मारे। तो महात्मा बुद्ध ने कहा कि तुम सब फलो फूलो, यहीं रहना, कहीं जाना मत, फलो फूलो यहीं रहो, स्टे हियर ओनली, डोंट गेट स्कैटर्ड एंड बी ब्लेस्ड। आगे बढ़े, कुछ दूर और आगे बढ़े तो एक और गांव से उनका जो है गुजरना हुआ। तो वहाँ के लोगों ने उनको फूल मालाएं दी, जानते थे कि बुद्ध बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं। भोजन अच्छा करवाया, ठहरने की व्यवस्था करी, उनके ज्ञान से लाभ उठाया। अगले दिन जब सुबह जब जाने लगे तो उन्होंने कहा कि ये गांव तहस नहस हो जाए, तुम सभी बिखर जाओ और भारतवर्ष के कोने कोने में जाके बस जाओ। कारवां आगे बढ़ा। अब हर जो है गुरु का एक बड़ा मुंह बोला शिष्य होता है। तो उनके शिष्यों में थे भंते आनंद। तो भंते आनंद ने पूछा, गुरुदेव आपका ये व्यवहार समझ में नहीं आया। जिस गांव में आपको पत्थर मारा गया, गालियां दी गई, वहां तो आपने ये कहा कि खूब फलो फूलो, यहीं रहो, कहीं मत जाओ। जिन लोगों ने आपको जो है फूल मालाएं दी, खूब खिलाया पिलाया, अच्छे से सत्कार किया, उनको आपने कहा कि ये गांव तहस नहस हो जाए, तुम विश्व के कोने कोने में, भारतवर्ष के कोने कोने में जाके, इसका मतलब क्या है? तो उन्होंने कहा इसका मतलब है, इसका मतलब ये है कि दुष्ट प्रवृत्ति का व्यक्ति एक ही जगह रहे तो अच्छा है। दुष्ट प्रवृत्ति का व्यक्ति एक ही जगह रहे तो अच्छा है। और जो आदमी बहुत अच्छा है, जिसका स्वभाव बहुत बढ़िया है, जो बहुत सुंदर विचारों का है, जो हर जगह अपनी सौम्यता, करुणता, दयालुता फैलाता है, वो जब अलग अलग जाएगा तो हर जगह ही विल स्प्रेडिंग हिज गुडनेस। तो हर जगह वो अपनी अच्छाइयों से दूसरों को ओत-प्रोत करेगा। तो मेरी आप सबसे विनती है कि एज ए कंपनी सेक्रेटरी, वेयर एवर यू वर्क, वट एवर यू डू, वट एवर कम इन योर वे, यू बी इन प्रैक्टिस और बी इन योर जॉब। आप गवर्नमेंट जॉब में, आप उड़ीसा में काम कर रहे हैं, मुझे रुद्र ने बताया कि बहुत सारे यहाँ पे लोग गवर्नमेंट ऑफ उड़ीसा के डिफरेंट अंडरटेकिंग्स में काम करते हैं। आप कहीं भी जाएं, आपको अपने व्यवहार से, आपको अपने आचार से कंपनी सेक्रेटरी संस्थान का, अपने जो है माता पिता को गौरवान्वित करना है। करेंगे कि नहीं करेंगे? हाथ उठाइए। आप सबके लिए जोरदार तालियां। In the entire process, you have to keep the flag of the profession very high. You have to keep the head of your parents very high. और आप जहाँ भी रहें, संस्थान की प्रगति में अपना जो है सम्माननीय योगदान देते रहें। कई बार लोग पूछते हैं 9 से 5 की जॉब है, हमको तो टाइम ही नहीं मिलता। अरे साहब, अगर यही बात नरसिम्हन साहब ने सोची होती तो क्या 4 बार सेंट्रल काउंसिल में 4-4 साल 16वां साल लगाया होता? अगर यही बात रूपांजना डे ने सोची होती तो जो है 4 साल के बाद, 8 साल के बाद इन्होंने कम बैक किया सेंट्रल काउंसिल में। मैं भी 2018 का चुनाव हार गया था, मैं भी आया हूँ 2022 में चुनाव जीत के। तो आपको अपने संस्थान के लिए, मातृ संस्थान के लिए क्या है आप कर सकते हैं अपने ऑफिस में बैठ के। आप नहीं जा सकते चैप्टर, कोई बात नहीं। आप रीजनल काउंसिल नहीं जा सकते, कोई बात नहीं। आप ट्रेनी तो रख सकते हैं, आप CSBF में सब्सक्रिप्शन तो दे सकते हैं, आप स्पीकर तो बन सकते हैं, आप थोड़ा समय निकाल के CLDP में तो जा सकते हैं। किसी कंपनी सेक्रेटरी को किसी मदद की दरकार पड़ गई और आप मदद करने में सक्षम हैं, यह काम तो आप कर सकते हैं। तो आपको संस्थान के विकास में लगातार, सतत, निरंतर भागीदार बने रहना है। और मेरा बड़ा स्पष्ट मानना है कि आप जहाँ भी हैं, जैसे भी हैं, निरंतर प्रगति के लिए प्रयास करें और संस्थान के विकास में सतत, निरंतर, अनवरत अपना योगदान देते रहें। लास्ट में आपके बहुत सारे अभी प्रश्न आने वाले हैं। आप कहेंगे कि साहब हम तो एकदम बिल्कुल नए नए मेंबर बने और मेरे को वैसे अवसर नहीं मिल रहे जैसा हमने उम्मीद की थी। घबराने की बात नहीं है, बिल्कुल घबराने की बात नहीं। हम सब लोगों ने जो है उस प्रगति की बाधाओं को शुरू में महसूस किया है, लेकिन जो आदमी उन बाधाओं को ओवर पावर कर लेता है वही आगे बढ़ता है। तो मैं जयशंकर प्रसाद की ईस्ट इंडिया में हूँ, मैं बिहार से आता हूँ। जयशंकर प्रसाद की 4 पंक्तियों के साथ अपनी बात को समाप्त करूँगा कि वह पथ क्या पथिक कुशलता क्या, जब पथ में बिखरे शूल न हो। वो कौन सा राही है और कौन सी राह है जिन राहों में कांटे न हो, ठीक है ना। वह पथ क्या पथिक कुशलता क्या, जब पथ में बिखरे शूल न हो। नाविक की धैर्य कुशलता क्या, जब धार आए प्रतिकूल न हो। नाविक तू नाविक है तब तक, तू तभी तक तेरे को जो है बहुत अच्छा नाविक मानेंगे जब तक तू तूफानों में बढ़ता जाता। शांत सरोवर में कह किसको नाव न खेना आता। जो नाविक तूफानों में लहरों को चीरकर नाव आगे बढ़ा ले जाए वही कुशल नाविक है। शांत सरोवर में, शांत समुद्र में सभी अपनी नाव चला लेते हैं। तो आपको तूफानों वाला कुशल नाविक बनना है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, sir, for your truly inspiring words. Now, I would like to request CSB Narsimhan, President ICSI, to the lectern to address the honored gathering. Sir, please.
Good morning. Respected Mahadev Jaiswal, Chief Guest for the day, my Vice President and my Hindi tutor, Mr. Dhananjay Shukla ji, my council colleague, Rupanjana De, Mohit Shah, Chairman, Rajesh Agarwal, doing duty here in the place of our secretary who was unable to come because of his ill health, and dear students and parents who are assembled over here. It's indeed a great day for all of you. In fact, this is the first convocation I'm addressing as the president of the institute. I've addressed several convocations before, not in the position of the president of the institute, as a member of the council and as vice president of the institute, yes, last year. But therefore, it makes me, and therefore I thought I'll take some time to share my quick thoughts with you. Well, Mohit started off with a very, very spirited address. In fact, whenever I get to hear him, I'm pretty odd. I mean, I don't know where. It's the way he addresses, the way he comes, narrates events after events, and puts his point of view in a manner that it catches the attention of the people. It's amazing. It's amazing. We need, I think, I've already, last in the leadership summit, I did mention that you may be the future president of the institute. But more than that, I think he is soon going to be taken away by one of the political parties for the manner in which he is able to address a gathering. I think, hats off to you, Mohit. It's a wonderful job. Rupanjana had different ideas totally. Yes, she was mentioning about the fact that she had not gone through this convocation ever before and she wants it to be done for those who could not get it done earlier. Well, I'll be one of them with you, alongside you. Of course, I passed out my CS way back in the year 1978. This is my 46th year as a member of the institute. I know none of you would be that age. In 46 years as a member of the institute. And this is my 14th year in the council, which Mr. Dhananjay Shukla also touched upon. At that time when I passed out, even the Company Secretaries Act was not there. That came into being only in the year 1980. So when I did this course, you may be wondering, what is the purpose? Why did you do it? I had to do something beyond my MA Economics, and therefore the one option which came my way, where I could do without any difficulty attending an office as well, was the CS course, and therefore I opted for it. But I was reasonably hopeful that somewhere down the line, this course will do well, and it is doing exceedingly well. Rupanjana mentioned about the fact that she's not getting company secretaries. Sooner or later, I can tell you, there's going to be a dearth of company secretaries. We require that much number to qualify. I was in discussion because as Dhananjay Shukla was mentioning, it is each one of us has to be a specialist. Everybody can be a generalist, but we need to be a specialist as well. And my specialization has been in the capital market for donkey's years. I passed out as I told you, in 1978, and I worked as a company secretary only till 1988. That's only for 10 years of my career. I worked as a company secretary per se, doing the same activity which a company secretary normally does. But then after that, I shifted gear. I got an opportunity, I grabbed it with both my hands and moved up the ladder. And then I became the whole-time director of a listed company. So that was a different path I took. So first thing I need to put it across is, you don't have to work as a company secretary just because you are qualified as a company secretary. Please understand that. There will be many, many opportunities which will be coming your way, not necessarily working as a company, but there is going to be dearth of company secretary per se. In fact, people used to say the cost of compliance has gone up. They need to understand that the cost of non-compliance is closure. You have classic cases of Paytm because they didn't do something because they felt it is too expensive. And RBI has asked them to wound up their business because they have not been able to comply with the regulations. In my discussion with the regulator, he said, Narasimhan, the government is looking at 5 trillion by 2025, but for COVID, it would have been already reached that figure of 5 trillion economy. And it's now moved up the ladder from the 10th largest economy to the 5th largest economy in the world. The government is looking at, by 2030, touching 10 trillion. That would make it the 3rd largest economy in the world. And this kind of growth in the economy is possible only through the capital market. And when we talk about capital market, the only professional who comes in front of everybody is that of the company secretary. Therefore, the importance is going to go up. 10 years back, we were 25,000 index. Today, 10 years later, we have 75,000 index. More than doubled. In fact, tripled. And pundits are talking about 150,000 index in the next 5 years or 6 years. That's the kind of growth you're going to have. Because all this growth is possible only when money comes into the mainstream, and that, when it comes in, then the only source of this is in terms of the capital market itself. In whatever form, not necessarily through an IPO. There are several AIF, everything, so many things have come up. In fact, the question was, when I passed out, I didn't have much about what was the company secretary, a little bit of maintaining minutes, etc., etc. Today, the opportunities are galore. Today, whatever you can do is what you want to. Please understand that. You want to be a specialist in a specific area, you can easily be. Gone are the days when you have to be only looking at Companies Act. You can look at NCLT, you can look at IP, you can look at valuation, and ever so many things. Which was never the case before. So you are in the Amrit Kal. The Prime Minister keeps mentioning about it. We are in the Amrit Kal. And the best part is the demographic of the Indian population is only less than 30 right now, and it's going to pay huge dividends in the years to come, because most of the other countries are having a demography which is far higher than 30 years. It's less than, in fact, it's about 25 years or so.
Second youngest.
So, please understand, and gone are the days when the population will stifle the growth. On the contrary, today, population is needed for increasing the growth. And that is where all of us will play a huge role. So, convocation for those who missed out because of the fact it was not there is not something in my hands. But I would also love to be there. But unfortunately, my parents are not going to be there when I do and get the gown in front of me. Those are the days when, almost every household used to have a photograph of their parents who became a graduate with a gown and a photograph which is taken. Now, no house wants to have something like that. But it's a different kind of a scene, this convocation itself. So we will look at it, but I cannot comment on that. Demand of the CS is going to go up. In fact, the government is looking at Viksit Bharat, literally the number one economy in the world, touching 30 trillion by the year 2047. Just imagine the kind of numbers you will require. In my estimate, the number of company secretaries which will require by 2047 will be more than double of what you are currently having. We are having about 70,000 members today. 140 or nearabouts, that is the numbers which will be required. And today she is saying that we are not able to get company secretaries, a fact of life. I went to practice after I took retirement from service in the year 2011, and then I went into practice. Today we are not getting company secretaries to be employed with a PCS. That's a difficulty we are faced with. Anyway, so you are in the great period for you. I'm sure you will do wonders. But let me tell you, you have to be focused in what you do. You have to be passionate about what you do. I like to touch upon that as well. Just one. Bhubaneswar was a choice of not me. It was a choice of the EIRO, the chairman, Mr. Mohit Shah, who gave the choice of Bhubaneswar, and therefore we are here. So we are here thanks to Mr. Not that I don't want to, I would love to. He gave an option of Calcutta or Bhubaneswar. I said Calcutta is enough of it. We have already done that last term, and why not we go to Bhubaneswar? So that's how we are here. And I had the wonderful privilege of also visiting Lord Jagannath today, thanks to Rudra who took us over there. We had a great time over there. I'm always amazed by this Shukla's Hindi. I don't know where he has learnt his Hindi. He has assured me that by the end of this year, I'll speak the language the way he does. That's unlikely to happen, I can tell you. I'm from hardcore South Indian. So Tamil is my mother tongue, but it's going to be, for me to learn Hindi was thanks to the fact that my wife is from the Hindi belt. She's from UP. And that's how I started learning Hindi in terms of what I can speak. Even today, I cannot read or write Hindi. I have no regrets about it. Everybody wants to be a very successful person, but I think my president set the tone rolling in the first editorial when he said, almost every successful person begins with two beliefs. Almost every successful person begins with two beliefs. One, the future can be better than the present, and I have the power to make it happen. So you don't expect that automatically it will become good. You have to make it happen, and that's where your belief is going to be very strong, and that's how you need to come up. And as Alexander the Great said, there is nothing impossible for those who will want to do it, who want to try. Nothing is impossible for all who try. If you don't try, then everything will not be possible. Nothing will be possible for you. Keep that in mind. A belief is not merely an idea the mind possesses, but one that possesses the mind. Right? The belief is something which really catches you by this thing. Every time you say, you have to do this, you have not done this, come on, get to do it. So that's very important, and for the youngsters, I want this to be kept in mind. And as Theodore Roosevelt said, believe you can, you are already halfway through. Believe you can. If you know you want to and you believe you can and you are already halfway through, you will definitely complete the whatever you're faced with. And I read this article about Jim Rohn, who's a motivational speaker. And he talks about 4 simple characteristics of an ant. And he says, I learned a lot from that. Ant is a small insect over there, but there is a lot to learn from that simple insect called the ant. Said, follow the 4 simple steps of ant philosophy, and you will see the difference. 1, don't quit. Don't quit. Look ahead. Stay positive. And do all you can. Simple. Don't quit. Look ahead. stay positive, and do all you can. And he narrates that story as to how it is. Ants never quit. In fact, you put your finger when an ant's way, it will circumvent and move out. It will find its own way. It doesn't get stopped by what your finger is going to say. So, that is one. Now, ants think about winter all summer. Now, winter is the most difficult period for the ant. So, they are looking ahead. They think about winter, what I need to do. Because winter, they cannot move out. They are already stuck in their hole. And therefore, what they do during summer is, they collect a lot of food and they keep it with them to cover the winter. So, ants know that summer, the good times won't last forever, and sooner or later they're going to have. So, look ahead and stay positive. In that, he says that ants also know that during summer that the summers will not last long forever. Sooner or later, they're going to have a winter coming by. So, they start collecting foods. And mind you, the capacity of an ant, it can carry 10 times its weight. It can carry 10 times. You will see some of those small, tiny ants picking up a leaf and walking through it, taking it up. So that's what it is. And finally, do all you can. Ant does not bother about what others are doing or not. It will keep doing whatever it wants to. So that is the beauty of ant. And he says there's something lot to learn for all of us. As a youngster, yes, be focused on what you want. Don't quit. Look ahead. I want to become whatever I want. Maybe good times are coming by. But then you also look at it, when you are having good times, don't worry. There may be some bad times come by, which will happen, which may happen. Therefore, you need to protect yourself for it. And do all that you can to complete whatever you want to. And these are simple things which are very, very simple in thought, but I tell you, and in fact, that's very important. Last but not the least, I want to share a small theory with you. You heard about PhD, right? I have a different PhD for you. PhD for success. Do enjoy your work. Whatever you're going to come by, you do enjoy your work. And as things says, I stand for P stands for passion. Here in my theory, P stands for passion. Be passionate about whatever you do. I mentioned that in the beginning as well. Nothing great in this world has been accomplished without passion. That is what George Wilhelm French Hegel said. Nothing great in the world has been accomplished without passion. And people say that if luck is a dividend of sweat, the more you sweat, the luckier you get. So you have to work hard to make yourself get the winning post. And then the H for here stands for, and as William Shakespeare said, there are no great people in this world, only great challenges which ordinary people stand up to rise up to meet. So there is no great people in this world, only great challenges which ordinary people rise up to meet. And H, this thing stands for hunger. So have hunger to work for it, and how badly you want to win, that is what it is, and that's where you are going to make your position felt. Seeds of great discoveries are constantly floating around us, but that they only take root in the minds who are prepared to receive them. When a man has put a limit on what he can do, he has put a limit on what he can do. That's what Charles Schwab said. And finally, even our own Dhirubhai Ambani said this, meeting the deadline is not enough. Beating the deadline is what I want. Meeting the deadline is anybody will do. But beating the deadline, I want to do it much faster than others can. And finally, D stands for, this thing stands for discipline. So that's a very important facet of any individual which you need to keep in mind, especially for youngsters. In fact, one of the Olympic gold medal winner, she was asked, what is the story of your success? She said, I practiced when I had to, and I did even otherwise also I did started doing my practice. In other words, practice is a constant source of becoming a successful person. So that is also you need to keep in mind. I think I don't want to say much more than this. I'm sure you will have a great years ahead. You will have wonderful time. And I'm sure you have any issues coming your way, you can reach me on my email ID. And if you have great, wonderful thoughts which you feel, which we can implement, you can look at my email ID. It's very simple, president@icsi.edu. That will be valid till 18th of January 2025. And then after that, it will be taken over by my vice president. And his email ID is vp@icsi.edu. Thank you very much, friends. All the very best. God bless you guys.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable thought. Professor Mahadev Jaiswal, Director of Indian Institute of Management, Sambalpur. Prior to this, he contributed as a professor and dean at MDI, Gurgaon. With addition to this, he has been visiting professor at IIM Ahmedabad and University of California. Moreover, he has published more than 50 research papers and cases in the international journal and been the author in 7 books in information systems and digital strategy. He has been engaged as management consultant on digital strategy for several large organizations such as Coal India Limited, Steel Authority of India Limited, Power Grid, Rural Electrification Corporation, NTPC Cell, Asian Development Bank, SJVN Limited, HP Power Generation Distribution Transmission, Cochin International Airport, etc. Now, I would like to call upon Sir to the lectern to address the August gathering. Sir, please.
Good morning, everyone. And I thank ICSI for inviting me on this convocation. And special thanks to its president and the entire office bearers. Today, we have Mr. C.S.B. Narasimham, President ICSI. Then Mr. C.S. Dhananjay Shukla, Vice President ICSI. C.S. Rupanjana De, Council Member, ICSI. Dr. Mohit Saw, Chairman, EIRC, ICSI. Dr. Rajesh Kumar Agrawal, Joint Secretary, ICSI. All the distinguished members of ICSI present here, graduating students, their parents, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first convey my heartiest congratulations because any corporations, the first thing becomes important is the board decisions. And corporate governance is the area where most of you will be working. And corporate governance is becoming more and more mature in India. And I'm sure it will further get strengthened by your professional journey. I would like to, say one important thing, that in order to get the convocation degree or in order to get job, you need to acquire intelligence quotient, which I am sure you have acquired. And intelligence quotients broadly can be classified into 5 sub-quotient. One is domain knowledge. The domain knowledge of corporate governance is the domain for you. The analytical skill, how to analyze various decision-making. And decision-making skill, like how to take decisions, board decisions or management decisions. Creative skills and language skills. These are the 5 questions we generally test in most of the professions, whether you're doing ICS, are you doing CA, are you doing engineering, are you doing MBA? These are called intelligence questions. And based on that, you get degree, you get merit, you get your grades, etc. However, when you enter the corporate world or any organization, IQ is important because intelligence quotient you must have, you have to have knowledge. But that may not be sufficient. And therefore, you need to now also acquire another quotient. and which is very difficult to teach. That's why we don't have classes on that. That is called emotional quotient. Now, what is emotional quotient? A lot of time you might have seen people do fight for a very small thing. We are not able to manage our emotions. How to control yourself? How to manage yourself? So again, there are 5 classified sub-quotient on the emotional categories. One is called behavioral skill. How do you behave in society yourself? How do you manage self? How do you control yourself? You might have seen, but very small thing we get angry. A lot of time people are not able to manage a small family of 5 people, and you will be managing organizations of many thousands. So you need to learn the skills how to manage the society. The communication skill. How do you talk? How do you write? What is your body language? How to talk to your colleague? How to talk to your juniors? We have a very colonial British legacy, and we do follow a lot of hierarchical in our communications. And that creates a lot of hurdles. But mature country like US, they have changed the style of communication. They call everybody by first name. And there is no hierarchy. There is a hierarchy in job. There is no hierarchy in communication. It treats every human equal. So these are the kind of skills which, because of our British legacy, colonizations, we have lost our Indian philosophy. And we need to regain how to communicate and how to live in society. And the 5th one is called organizational skill. How do you organize any work or job or event or your own profession? So these are the emotional quotient which you will have to acquire either through your practice or through your experience, or maybe some professional courses you might have to go through. But that is also not going to be enough to survive in the changes which is happening. And we also introduced 3rd quotient, that is called spiritual quotient. Now, what is a spiritual quotient? I don't know how many of you have, at the time of retirement, we try to find out what have I done, what have I achieved. And a lot of time people do get confused that I retire as a CEO or I retire as a chairman. That is not the achievement, that is the position. Okay. Achievement has to be well defined. And that is where you have to define at the very early stage. And this is the right time when you're graduating, you should define the purpose of life. You may be right now focusing on the career, but career is a path. Ultimately, what is going to be a lifetime achievement, you have to define at this stage so that you can move on that path. Second important characteristic in the spiritual question is called, how do you manage fear? We are always fear about exams, we are fear about jobs loss, we are fear about accident. But if you really go through carefully our Bhagavad Gita, which Lord Krishna says that there is no concept of death. No one dies, it's just change of your soul. It means if you're not afraid of losing life, then why should we be afraid of losing jobs or not getting jobs or not getting qualified in exams? So how do you manage your fear? If you are able to understand the philosophy of life better, spiritually, and the life is not just living, life is what you contribute, which is remembered even if you're not there. That is called life. Today we celebrate all those philosophers, scientists, entrepreneurs who created assets for the public goods, not for themselves alone. And that is the life which people do remember. Third characteristic, the third question is called risk management. How do you take risk to take decisions? A lot of time we forget whether the profession is important or position is important. Many times we say position is important and we compromise on the profession. I think those are the people, they will regret later because you are a professional and you might lose your post but you should not compromise on your profession. Then we have the philosophical skill. How do you visualize? And how do you create new ideas? So these are the questions which you should try to remember. And I would like to give an example that in order to understand this better, I met one professor. He is no more now, but he was a professor of strategy at Harvard Business School, Professor Clayton Christensen. I met him in 2007 in his chamber, and he gave me an article which he has written based on his research. What he did, 1979 till 1989, about 10 years, those graduated from Harvard Business School, he wanted to understand the success of those graduates. And he figured out that out of those 10 years Harvard graduates who did MBA, some of their classmates also, including Rajat Gupta, who became the McKinsey chief, was part of that data which he collected. And he figured out that out of this, about 99% people have reached the very top position of the corporate world. Many are CEO of top multinationals, many are chairman of top companies, many are owner of top companies. So this is how the corporate world defines the success, how much position you have acquired, how much wealth you have acquired. As a researcher, he writes and he analyzed, is that the only way to measure the success? Then he writes an article, how do you measure the success of life? And he uses all these questions. That's why I have given you the background of the question which I just mentioned about, the life question. And his title of the article, even if you can Google, you'll find it, how do you measure the success of your life? And there, he analyzed out of this so-called top position holder of the top corporate world, and many are holding the top secretary position of various government bodies, even in US. About 33% of this so-called top position holder of Harvard graduates have been behind the bar once or twice due to violation of legal compliances. So he says, are they successful? If you have violated the legal compliances of your company and still you survive with a reached out position, is that a success? So he questions that this 33% should be out from the so-called successful people. Then he analyzed another 32%. Out of 100%, 33% have been behind the bar, and which also include Rajat Gupta, who was the McKinsey head. Okay. And Rajat Gupta comes from Calcutta, and he did his engineering from IIT Delhi, and then he did his MBA from Harvard in 1979. And he was holding managing director chairman of McKinsey, which is the top sort companies of the world. And what he did, we all know. After the board meeting of one investment bank, he just revealed some information to his friend, and based on that, some company got benefited. Is this not a compliance violations of corporate governance? Just revealing data, because you all been handling corporates and board decisions. And he just, over telephone, he disclosed some information. Based on that, the company's stock market got influenced. And he was later caught, and he was behind the bar. So that is what is the corporate governance in US. Another 32% were not behind the bar, but he figured it out. They have been separated from their families because of violation of ethical norms. So many times we do focus on legal norms, but many times ethical norms also becomes important. So that is the dilemma we will be facing, that whether legal compliance or ethical compliance, which one should I follow as a corporate governance company secretary? So 32% has been separated from the family because of violation of ethical norms. 33% have been behind the bar, due to violation of legal compliance. Now, how many are left? 34%. But he figured it out. He was very happy that 34% at least I can call is successful. But the data says that out of this, 28% are mentally sick. They have done both the violation or not been caught, and therefore they are burning from inside. When you talk to them, they get irritated. They don't meet people. They are separated from the society because of the mental illness. So how many are now left? 8. 6% people, he said, are the only successful from the top B school of the world. And then he analyzed what is wrong in Harvard education. And unfortunately, all Indian institutes, including IIMs, have copied the Harvard Business School model of teaching here. So that scares us. Are we doing the right thing? We are also creating all the top companies from all schools following Harvard Business School case method. And I was interacting with him because I wanted to learn how Harvard survives and how Harvard success. Then he says, 2 things we don't teach in Harvard, and same thing is relevant to all. We never emphasize in the case, any case if you read, business case, we always say that maximize the profit for a stakeholder at any cost. You get 4 quarters in a year, every quarter you will be measured based on how much profit you bring to the company, and then you get your variable salaries. So in IIM systems also in Harvard, the graduates get 2 kinds of salaries, fixed salaries and variable salaries. And it becomes crore. You will start with 30 lakh, but variable salary put together becomes crore because every quarter you have to generate profit for the companies at any cost. And that is the case study we do teach. At any cost means I don't care for ethical norms, I don't care for legal norms. I care only for the profit. And today we are talking about ESG, in fact, because this model has created the problem not only for society, because it created so much of disparity, it has also created for the climate. This planet is not livable now. So now a new concept has come called, earlier it came CSR. Okay. So you create a profit of $1 billion and you pay $1 million to CSR to take care of the society, which you have damaged more than $50 million. Okay. That is the model the government of India created, okay, CSR. A small amount you give, you damage the climate, doesn't matter. Small amount you pay, that way legally you can be saved. Now people have realized it is just, climate is becoming a problem. Global, United Nations, everywhere people are talking about, planet is not livable. People are getting displaced from one place to another. Disparity is increasing. India, we're talking about we are the top 5 economy and will become top 3 in next 5 years. That is true. But in terms of per capita income, we are bottom of the pyramid, 138 countries. There's a huge disparity. We cannot become developed countries just by increasing your GDP. We have to also make sure equitable distribution of wealth in terms of getting democratization of entrepreneurship. And today, what is the opportunities? The disruption is happening around 3D. Disruption due to digitalization, disruption due to decarbonization, and disruption due to democratization of business. The business has to be created by every individual. Every individual has to become entrepreneur. Now we'll say, how can I become entrepreneurs? Entrepreneurship doesn't mean you have to create companies. You can go to companies, any organizations, and create business by following ethical and legal norms, by innovations, using digitalizations, and without destroying the planet, without disturbing the people. If you are able to do that, you will be creating per capita income increase because of democratization of business. Why the business should be confined to only few pockets and few companies? Why can't young professionals able to create business of multi-billion dollar? And that's how startup age we're talking about. So first disruption you have to take advantage of is digitalizations, which gives equality of the access of information and access of resources globally, and you are able to create business and ideas at your place. Must take care of carbonizations or decarbonizations. You should not create a business which destroy the planet, and make use of the new ideas, innovation-driven business, and create new ideas-based business and democratize the business. So that is also linked to ESG, because ESG talk about environment, and then S means society, and G means governance, compliances basically. So now we are talking about the new model which we'll have to reinvent in the digital age, in the startup age. And there'll be 5 management dilemma which all the young professionals or others will be facing through. The 5 management dilemma. The first dilemma is when you join any organizations, are you joining as an employee or joining as an employer? People listen, no, I am joining as an employee because because we have been trained and taught by Britishers that whatever education you do, you will become servant. Okay. You will become employee. Okay. You can do IAS, you can do whatever exams, ultimately you will be servant. Okay. The top talent of our country becomes servant. That is the education our Britishers has given to us, so that Indians remain servant and Britishers remain the owner. That continues. Now the current government and center is trying to change, but it's very difficult to change. That wherever you join, don't join as an employee. Join as an employer. Now we'll say, how can I become employer? Employer is a mindset. Go and join as a founder, as if you are a founder of the company. The moment you become an owner of the company as a mindset, your behavior will be very different. Today I see many government staff and officers join and misuse the government of staff and every resources as if it is not his or her. Misuse as much as possible. The moment we say that it is your company or your organization, then he'll be little careful and he will, no, don't put on the electricity unnecessarily, and the cost will go up for my company. Okay. That is not there. I have seen many times my own staff, they will just leave without putting off the AC and light. I feel very bad. Whenever I go out from my office, I myself as a director put off all the lights and electricity. But other staff, they think it is not mine. Why should I be here? So when I joined, I am Sambalpur, I joined as a founder mindset. Of course, I was the founder director, but despite that, I said it is my institute, it is my home, and within 2 years, we created the infrastructure which other IIMs have taken 10 years in terms of the physical infrastructure. And we gave the idea of 3 I's. 3 I's, innovation, integrity, and inclusiveness should be our core values. Innovation means we should not copy others. So when we design our building, IIM Ahmedabad, when they came up with their buildings, they copied Harvard. We said, no, we don't want to copy any, and we created our own, and we have created Sambalpuri base, our architect. All across IIM Sambalpur, you'll go and see. You can see the Sambalpuri art depicted all across the buildings. So without writing IIM Sambalpur, you can see this is IIM Sambalpur. That identity of the local culture, that was our innovation in terms of architect. In terms of inclusiveness, 2019, before that, all the IIMs, they were talking about big things, but the girls' percentage in the class used to be below 11%. There were many parliament questions coming, why girls are not coming to IIM? And they used to say it's a societal, cultural issue. Parents are not interested in send their girls to the college and higher education. That's why. In our place also it was very low, 7%, 9%. So I analyzed the data and I figured out because of various social pressure, the girls after graduations get 2 or 3 marks less in CAT marks, CAT percent, and 5 percentile maybe less So we came out with the admission policy and say we'll reduce 5 percentile for the calling of the interview for the girl students, just for calling for the interview, not for the reservation. And then the common merit was produced. In 2019, we got 49% girls in our IIM Sambalpur class. And that became the headline in Times of India that IIM Sambalpur outscores IIM Ahmedabad and IIM Bangalore in gender diversity. This is called inclusiveness, because we have to practice what we write as a core values. In terms of innovation, we made sure that we will not teach in the class. Now we'll say, what will you do there? My professor says, sir, we have been teaching, so why can't we not teach? I say, no, we'll be learning. So we shifted the concept of teaching to learning. Learning means we say that all the basic concepts should be out from the class. They will come learn, prepare themselves. And once they come to the class, professor and student the same level. Okay. And now the new ideas, the new problems we take from industry, that is called flipped classroom, our society. Problems are so many, no? You go and say, why drinking water is not available in the remote place of this state? Why hospitals of the government is not very attractive for anybody? Why government schools are not good? Take that as a problem in the class and try to solve through your research, through your innovations. It's very difficult to solve. But if we can solve all this, we have said there are 17 SDG goals, Sustainable Development Goal of United Nations. Take one by one and try to solve in the class using finance, marketing, whatever courses you're teaching. Why is per capita income low in India despite the top 5 GDP? Try to solve that. We are in the business school. Now it is becoming difficult for a professor to learn because they say, I am a PhD, so why should I learn? But learning begins when you integrate everything together and all the best brains are with you. The top brain of the country are with you in the IIM system. Why can't we learn with them? And then it comes third I, that is integrity. For the last 7 years, we have not got a single CAG objections or any para, okay, because we followed complete compliances to legal and board decisions. And we are the first institute, we have made a policy that any student which is found in any exams copied, because we have CCTV and all, anywhere it is found copied. Earlier the concept, or even the concept today, is that they were given fail, or they were given 0 marks. We are saying, no, we will give FC marks, FC grade. Fail due to cheating, I mean, write in their certificate, so that whole life you should not get any job. So that is the kind of grading system we introduce in order to ensure integrity. Because integrity begins from that you should be fair. You may get failed, doesn't mean failure is the first learning. Just getting highest mark is not a success. You must learn how to fail, and so that you put more effort. Because when you join any company, not that every time you will fail, every time you will succeed, you will fail many times. So you must learn how to manage the failure. So based on this, we learn the 5 management lessons which I should pass on to you, particularly to young graduating students. One is, I said, when you join as a founder mindset. Don't join as a servant mindset. Okay, that is number 1. Second, management lessons, and I'm not saying you should follow that. You will face dilemma, whether to follow legal compliance or follow ethical compliance. Okay. You should analyze this. I'm not saying don't follow legal compliance, but suppose you know ethically you're doing wrong, but legally right, what will you do? That dilemma. I have taken extreme view. I have gone for ethical compliance and given explanation for the legal compliance. But I'm not saying you should do that, because you might be behind the bar if you don't follow legal compliance. Okay. But if you don't follow ethical compliance, you will be separated from the society. So these are the dilemma which you must be prepared to face in your life. Third is, will you, any decision making, suppose the challenge comes, if you take decision X, then you save your post. If you don't take the decision then, you lose your job, but you save profession. I don't know what will you do. Nobody wants to do their post. Okay. But I have taken the extreme side that I decided I may lose post, but I will do the distance in the interest of profession. I mean, I don't want to disclose it here, but that is what decision I have taken. The fourth lesson, these are all based on my experience and my practice. There will be two approaches to take decisions, either innovation driven or proven based on the past practice, which is proven practice. Which one will you choose? You will say, mostly government organizations, they say, I go for proven method, okay, which at least 3 companies have done. Okay. I have taken the other way around many times. I said, let's innovate, because India is now, if India wants to be leader in the world, we cannot just go by others' proven methods. We have to also create our own innovations. So this is the fourth dilemma we'll be facing. In the fifth dilemma, what is important? Creation of new ideas, that is called content, or making more effective communication. Okay. If you create new ideas, and if you don't know how to communicate, is that important? Or you must know, talk very nicely. Okay. You may not have done anything, but people should know that you are the leader. Which one will you choose? Communication more important or content? That's a dilemma. I'm not saying that you should say that what is important. So, these are the life lessons learning which I thought I must share, which will help you in terms of building. And remember, whenever you work anything, you must define what is the purpose for which you want to live your life. Keep asking that question throughout your professional journey, and then you will realize, even if you don't have job, you will have your identity forever. So purpose of life, if you are able to define at this stage, and follow those principles of practice what I just mentioned, I am sure you will not necessarily will succeed in professional career, but also will succeed in your life purpose. So these are the things which I think the young graduate should remember, that whether you would like to be known by your work at the time of retirement, or you'd like to be known by your position. I think that is the dilemma, and I am very clear you should be focusing more on the content which you create, not just the position you create for yourself. With this, I would like to thank again all of you and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable words. Without further ado, moving on to the oath ceremony, I request CS Dr. Mohit Shaw, Chairman EIRC of ICSI, to the lectern, requesting you all to please rise up at your respective places.
The parents can definitely be seated. आप बैठ सकते हैं. That's so nice of you that you stood for our motto song as well as for the oath ceremony. I'll request all the members to kindly raise your right hand and repeat what I say. I solemnly affirm on oath that having admitted as member of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, I'll conduct myself as being worthy member of the Institute and faithfully and diligently adhere to core values of the profession of company secretaries at all occasions and maintain its reputation. Thank you, everyone. Before I leave the place and we continue, please sit down. I'll take permission from President Sir, Chief Guest and Vice President Sir to add one point to what Dhananjay Sir mentioned. Because Sir, ये बात बहुत important है. मुझे लगा मैं बोल सकता हूँ तो अगर आप permission देता हूँ. Okay, Sir. Then.
Now, moving on to the most awaited moment to the reward ones who strive to achieve success and successfully come upon with flying colors. I request the dignitaries to hand over the prizes and certificates to our PMQ members and the student awardees. I also request the awardees to come upon the dais from the left of the stairs. We with us have CS Bibu Prasad Panda, PMQ on arbitration. On to the student awardees, we have Shri K. Balasubramanyam with award as Kedarnath Dhanuka Memorial Cash Prize. This is awarded to a candidate who passes in all the papers of the executive program examination at the first attempt in one sitting without claiming exemption in any subject and obtaining the highest percentage of marks in aggregate, taking into account the performance of all such successful candidates from the examination. Now, moving towards Shri Sagar Sangam Mahanti with the award Nirmal Chandra Chatterjee Memorial Award. This is awarded to a candidate who passes in all papers of the professional program examination at the first attempt in one sitting without claiming exemption in any subject and obtaining the highest marks in drafting, pen pleadings and appearances paper, taking into account the performance of all such successful candidates from the examination centers with the Eastern region. Now, moving forward, we have Ms. Krishna Kumari Pal, who has been awarded with Kedarnath Prahladarai Dhanuka Memorial Award. This has been awarded to a candidate who passes in all papers of professional program examination at first attempt in one sitting without claiming exemption in any subject and obtaining the highest percentage of marks in the aggregate, taking into account the performance of all such successful candidates from the examination centers within the Eastern region. She has been also awarded with Bhagavati Chatterjee Memorial Award. This is awarded to a lady candidate who passes in all the papers of the professional program examination at the first attempt in one sitting without claiming exemption in any subject and obtaining the highest percentage of marks in aggregate. She has been also awarded with Bajoria Memorial Award and late Kishan Lal Surana Memorial Award, and lastly, late CS Deepak Kumar Khaitan Memorial Prize. Congratulations to each and everyone. Now, I would like to invite the members to receive the certificate of membership. First of all, we are having our fellow members, CS Priyanka Chopra, CS Laishar Birdas Singh, CS पूजा झुंझुनवाला गुप्ता, CS रुचिका माहेश्वरी केजरीवाल, Now moving on to our associate members, we have CS Juhi Wadhwani, CS Namrata Anand, CS Madhulika Kumari Pandey, CS Forum Shah, CS Manoranjan Jaina, CS Shivangi Gupta, CS Anuja Ketan, CS Mayuraksha Datta, CS Rahul Singh, CS Komal Thakur, CS Aishwarya Sharma, CS Neha Jain, CS Megha Agarwal, CS Shweta Singh, CS Nivedita Agarwal, CS Abhishmita Mishra, CS Madhuri Prasad, CS Manisha Kumari, CS Savika Somani, CS Shweta Barmecha, CS Toshi Patwari, CS Neha Mallu, CS Khushbu, CS Dimple Sontalia, CS Kiran Joshi Das, CS Supriya Sharma, CS Sandip Kumar Mishra, and CS Manshi Verma. Please give a great round of applause for them. I request everyone to please clap for our great achievers. Heartfelt congratulations to everyone. I wish you all luck to achieve milestones in life. Kindly, everybody, please take your seats. I request, kindly, everybody, please take your seats. As now we have reached the end of the event, I would like to call upon Dr. Rajesh Kumar Agrawal, Joint Secretary ICSI, to the lectern to deliver the all-valuable vote of thanks. Sir, please. Before that, I would also like to mention that now we will be having a MOU signing ceremony between ICSI and IIM Sambalpur. I request all the members to come upon the dais for a group photo after we sign the MOU. I request the members who have received the award, please come upon the dais. We will be having group photograph.
Now I declare that convocation is closed.
I request everyone to please rise up for the national anthem.
तब शुभ नामे गावे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा। जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you all. I request the gathering to please rise up and be at the auditorium till the procession of the dignitaries will be leaving.